This might end up being the most weirdest and the most enlightening self-improvement episode so far. Your life can suddenly change and you don't really know what's going on, or you're not paying attention to something. You know that in the back of your mind. But you never address the issue. For me, it's this. It's supposed to be summer soon, but we're actually experiencing cold weather. And it creeped in to be the hidden enemy. The idea behind this video. And I hope I actually find many examples as I go through it. But okay, a little bit of cold weather. It's a little bit unusual, right? But it shouldn't actually hurt me. If I do something wrong, it will hurt me. And that wrong thing is closing the window. If I give in to the cold and I think that there's too much cold going through windows, then unfortunately, I'll play into a trap. If I close the windows, no longer do I ventilate my room. If I don't ventilate my room, you can see a domino effect is happening. The hidden enemy of cold forces me to not ventilate my room, which deprives me of oxygen, which makes me fucking sleepy. Here's me fact checking. Absolutely. Even mentally foggy. For me, I'm tired. I'm often tired and more easily kind of like damaged, and it's like, why am I so tired compared to all the other days? And slowly, the enemy was detected. The sudden cold made me do unusual behavior which I was not ready to do. And I forgot how fucking destructive cold can actually be. In fact, this is not only a hidden enemy, this is enemy of human beings on the highest priority. This number one enemy of human beings. Cold of any kind, technically, but in reality is white noise that takes over the world and destroys it. If the world would actually go cooler, now we would have to panic. So bad. Global cooling? Oh boy. Now, I don't like heat, unfortunately, either. And luckily, you can sort of run away just by going to another place that does not have problems. Except capitalism did not embrace that, so it embraced leeching people and asking for ridiculous rent prices. They give you a hotel, but they ask you for a lot for that hotel. So running away from heat and cold is actually very hard. In my case, in the apartment, this is being managed. Whether the heat is gonna come out or not out of these things. Radiators. They have water and they heat up the water and you feel warmer significantly. It works. You boil the water and it works. Unfortunately, we don't have this ability if, it's unusual weather. If it's an emergency, yes. If it's unusual, suck it up, basically. Be cold in the fucking nighttime. So what do you do when a hidden enemy has to be fought? Because you definitely have to. The moment it's apparent, you have to declare war against the enemy. And realize that some amount of time you will have to have the window open, whether you like it or not. It would be a lot better to just move. If you are uncomfortable, you move to a place where you are comfortable. But capitalism has locked the doors. Unless you're rich, your solutions are quite limited. So ventilating a room becomes a significant problem. You obviously need fans. And apparently, fans potentially can help you in cold weather and hot weather. My battle plan versus this is to open the window and put on a fucking sweater. It's the best. I mean, it's not that cold. We're talking about 4 degrees Celsius at night. And eventually this should just go away. I hope. Very unusual. But here's the reason why you need to fight the hidden enemy. You lose time anyways. You lose time anyways. And this reminds me of a very cute, innocent little thing. Jail. Yeah. If you're spending time, might as well spend it as best as you can. The enemy is still hidden, my friends. Yeah. Boredom is the most hidden enemy of all time because you're never told what to do. But you know what has to be done is that you have to spend time as best as you can. Maybe even show good manners if possible. But it's not about that. It's about extracting any valuable resource that's available. How is this linked to fighting the hidden enemy? First of all, it exposes boredom as like the hidden enemy that will never be exposed. You will never really know what to do. Boredom is just there. Anxiety is just there of like, I have to do something. But what? You have to solve this. It hides itself every time you just relax and let go. But you wake up and it's like, he's still there. Again, this jail is the only time it's blatantly obvious. But if you start caring about time, then being tired is jail. Going to sleep more is jail. Because your time gets wasted. In jail, your time is getting wasted because you're trapped. This is the method of killing people currently. And still very inefficient, arguably. And potentially can deal damage to a wrong person. I hope that never happens to me. It should never happen to me, guys. Yeah, people would ask me if I learned my lesson or some bullshit like that. I have lessons to teach, unfortunately. The only lesson you can learn is that the world is unfair. Half of the time. So you just never know which one is which. The only thing you can do is use common sense. Are you afraid of that person? Is that person acting irrational? Does that person annoy you? Unfortunately, in most cases, yes, everyone dislikes me because reasons. They absolutely have reasons. They will tell me at some point. Yeah, Apocalypse is just the most fucking heartbreaking thing of all time, where nobody makes sense. Because they can't. Because they don't know how. But that's just a rant for another day, guys. The only thing that makes sense is when you just, like, peel away yourself from the ground level, where all the NPCs are, all the meaningless people are, and you look up to things that people have placed up there. People place things above you, so you still have things to chase, and you cannot possibly chase every single star. All at the same time. I'm kind of doing it, though. I don't know. Once I define an efficient way to chase all the stars at the same time, I will be doing it that much better than currently. I'm trying to do it right now, but I just need to define it over and over again. Okay, never mind. Everyone needs something above them so they can distract themselves away from all the fucking bullshit that really going on. That you could be a part of bullshit, but you probably don't want to. Hence the vortex here that we're celebrating, where people still force themselves to go into bullshit when they probably should just wait a little bit. You know, just be a little bit patient. Just wait. Things are changing really fast right now. You're probably better off waiting and think more things gonna change than you actually jumping into bullshit. That might not change many things at all. That might actually disconnect you from the changes that are happening right now. I'm just saying, Vortex here is very interesting, guys. I should have an emote that, I mean, something like this, I need more, way better, way more in control of this, seeing the future or something. Anytime I start talking like this, I wish people talk to me, you know? That's the most hidden enemy of why. It never stops bothering you. Why can't we talk about things? So yeah, you get the story. I found a hidden enemy, which was unventilated room is gonna suffocate me. And the colds, as the little bitch that it is, in every single way, it tries to cripple you. And it's so painful. The question is, what about heat? Isn't that a hidden enemy too, at some point? I genuinely don't know. Like, when the heat happens, it's pretty obvious. This is the difference of knowing what to do and knowing how to solve problems and not really knowing until you expose the enemy. Heat seems to be extremely obvious. But what is not obvious, what makes heat a hidden enemy, is how the fuck do you solve this problem? It has a whole different problem. It is unsolvable. No matter what people do, they get into the jail anyways. They get trapped by the heat, and they can't do much anymore. In these situations where you are crippled, basically, you have to find a way to still spend time wisely. You are in jail, you are crippled, you have to now spend time fighting the enemy instead of doing anything else. Your focus has to be on the enemy that you just exposed, and it's right there, and you have to think about it and theorize if there is a solution to it. Technically, noise was a hidden enemy because I didn't know what the fuck to do. This drama just kept on growing, and I can't confront people because they're too stupid. So in the end, it's about building walls, right? And the funny thing about walls is they will be the proof for the future if anyone asks how much I hate someone, how many times should I punch someone in the face, how many hundreds of dollars do I have to take away from them, rip out of their hands. That there will be proof by me building walls. That's very interesting, isn't it? How walls can translate into suffering, how things just translate in general and can be found in general. And that you have to build that. That's the only thing you can do. Build it. Thicker and thicker walls if you have to, just to make sure that you're fully isolated from noise, from people who are piles of shit, who stink in a much different dimension than expected. Again, there's no justifying noise. You have to pay for it. You are a family unit, or you're on your own terms buying some new toy. Or even you are being chased by some fucking homeless dog. In every situation, you are the problem if you're not stopping noise, if you don't even care. And I genuinely despise people like that because I got to confront them. And they are disgusting. So unfortunately, we exposed the enemy and we were like, the solution is to build walls. Just like we learn how to build shelters because cold. If we don't want to move from a specific location, we have to have a very good shelter. Otherwise, you're going to get kicked out by just seasons changing. And even if you have a good shelter, we're not done yet. Yeah, this hidden greatest enemy of all time. Yes, there's floods, there's hurricanes, there's earthquakes, and volcanoes. You combine them together, and they probably just produce 10% of what this enemy can produce in terms of damage to society. So the other thing about hidden enemy that you need to know is that it's a fucking long battle. It's a long, worthy battle. You absolutely need to consider any enemy that's like attacking everyone at once. It is not easy. But it's even worse when, like, you're always gonna be attacked by this every year. Or even sneak attacked. You never know when you're gonna be bored. I will never be bored. I am far away from that. That will never happen. That's literally impossible. I literally have solved boredom for myself. And it doesn't feel like anyone else needs that solution anymore either. But I solved it in a jail environment too. Crazy, I know. Jail almost solved it. It's 50-50. 50 is 5 times better than average. If you're bored only 50% of the time, you're already running 5 times faster than most people. And I just have an innate desire to fight the boredom, because it's like the most prolonged hidden enemy that will carry throughout entire life. If you don't beat boredom, if you just allow yourself to be overly lazy, then unfortunate, like depressingly lazy. Let's put it that way. Or cripplingly. Sometimes the enemy is hidden simply because you don't care to admit what's going on. For stupid people, even an addiction is a hidden enemy. Unfortunately, people still think porn and masturbation is a hidden enemy, and it's like, yeah, ventilation in my room is the problem, but it's the cold that caused it. And I feel it's the same thing. Something caused the disconnection, the inability for women to talk to men anymore. Something caused that. Something is going to be blamed in the end of all of this. Someone will have to raise their hand and be like, oops, I did it, I guess. But right now, we're going to just worry about the symptoms, right? It's like, we gotta ban porn. I've heard that. It's kind of interesting. Is it happening? Because it will continue shifting reality into a completely different state where privacy will be boring. It's not gonna give you much. There are sometimes not hidden enemies, but just links. Things you kind of have to do, and it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, you sort of see the value in it. It's like sending a message to a friend just to see that they are doing well. But if you send a message and you don't receive anything, maybe something happens. You start worrying, you know? Send it 1 week later or 1 day later, and then you worry even more. And that could resolve a mystery one day. Yeah, never treat links as enemies. Your mom calls, you meet your dad, you meet your friends, whatever happens, bro. Whatever you feel like you have to do, but you don't want to do. But if you're maintaining relationships and linking with other people, that's not your enemy. Okay? You don't have to, like, cut the thread as quickly as possible and reject that person as quickly as possible. It's not a fucking competition. You just gotta suck it up and do it. If you feel like, if you're linked, you're probably gonna be linked with a responsibility to do something, just like feeding your dog is a responsibility. Not really an enemy. The hidden enemy is like, what the fuck are you gonna do with the dog? That's the real enemy. Is it useful? Which brings me to another hidden enemy that I have to talk about. And it's like this long, worthy battle. There's another long, worthy battle that happens, and it's financial decisions. We're talking cheap food, boys. Everyone craves all kinds of things. That's what capitalism is there for you to crave things, but never actually get any of them. And anyone who falls for the trick, for the treat, anyone who falls into that victimhood of capitalism, they will get severely punished because going broke is the worst thing you can possibly do in life. So, you might want to live as cheaply as possible, simply because it will give you rejuvenation from all the jobs that you have to carry, all the children you have to carry. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Just try to remain cheap, but that's the never-ending battle. You can always make things cheaper and cheaper. And there's so much liberty in that. Even I can do things cheaper, and I don't push myself to the max on this. But the thing is, the possibilities are almost endless with this. The tools that you can buy, the skills that you can learn. This cooking as a skill is a never-ending battle, and it's incredibly worthy to be taken as a challenge. With air fryer, I was able to unlock two things: potatoes, which are extremely cheap, and fresh meat. Not the meat that was processed in a way that it's edible already. No, I can put fresh meat, cook it for 30 minutes, and get an actually real meat, the way it's meant to be eaten. It's like using a grill. That's how powerful air fryer is. And unfortunately, I just showed you two things that I unlocked. I don't know if this unlocks anything else. I think that's it, guys. Maybe there's some kind of one hidden thing, one hidden feature about this. Maybe there's some skillful feature that I can unlock. There's not much, but with enough tools like these, if they constantly unlock even just two things, if you have 10 tools, all of a sudden your range of options of what you can do expands. And now you can make things cheaper if you want to. Or you can make things more tasty, perhaps, if that's your goal. On my channel, you ain't gonna have a goal of me not being cheap right now. It's gonna be a goal for a very long time. I don't even have 1,000 subs to get my first dollar. So if you're not contributing to that, shame on you, but let's move on. I just found out today, bag of frozen fries is very much equivalent to bag of potatoes. And it blew my mind in terms of price into the shop that I go. They both are discounted. They both seem to be on the same fucking price point. If you peel off potatoes, you might even get this cheaper. Fries for cheaper. And what world do we live in that processed food is cheaper? And it's like, maybe it's more convenient to buy that than packaged potatoes. And also there's dirt on potatoes. You peel off them and they become much lighter. And all of a sudden it's not even worth buying potatoes no more, because you have to put in labor and remove 10% of them. That just blew my mind. Things like this, you look around and be like, shit, I never had to put extra labor whatsoever. Everything is already prepackaged and convenient. Capitalism, boys. It never fails to disappoint. Again, for those who don't pay attention, the bag of fries was cheaper. And it's literally, you just drop a cup of fries in the air fryer, and that's it. My job is done. I don't even have to do anything. I just not only saved money, I saved time. And time can save me even more money if I spend time to learn more shit like this, which is, again, the exponential fucking mind explosion. I don't think this is a good representation of exponential scale, boys. My favorite exponential scale, I'll just, and this is the easiest one, is that one. That one, bro. Yep. 10 hundreds, thousands, 10,000. And the funny thing is, that's how influence works. Influence is an exponential scale. At first, you start, you know, chiseling subscribers into your pockets. Next thing you know, you buying tools to improve yourself, to get more subscribers, and all of a sudden it becomes this like exponential operation on YouTube. This is the most basic exponential scale imaginable. The more popular you are, the more popular you can get from that point. The thing is, you have to do the right thing and you need to do the better thing every single step of the way. With enough self-improvement, you will become exponential. It's also a hidden enemy, but it's like a hidden enemy of like godlike levels. It's one of those like very, very powerful people can touch exponential scales. Everyone else just have to live wherever the wind takes them. Cupcakes? Bread? I mean, shit. You just never know. You never fucking know, bro. I go to the toilet just to realize how many more hidden enemies there are, and there's a whole category called disorder. The greatest hidden enemy of all time, isn't it? Yourself. We're talking about, obviously, stress, anxiety. It's like a fucking beauty pageant competition here. Look how pretty that is. Welcome, depression. We already mentioned boredom. You can have anger issues, I guess. This is an enemy that is hidden if you are ignorant buffoon. And you have to constantly be reminded that you have disorders. And it don't mean whether you have diagnosed yourself with disorders or not. Using a doctor, of course. That's the easiest way and the fastest way. But you can still do it to yourself. Just by being aware of this stupid shit that you do that bothers others or yourself. Anxiety's attempt to do things too fast. Depression is the idea of not doing enough things. Boredom is about not finding enough things to do. And stress is something being done to you that you have to prevent from being done. You see a whole fucking map, basically. And since I said the magical word map, you have stress, depression, boredom, and anxiety. A, B, S, D, boys. That's the alphabet now. I've rewrote the alphabet itself. Or these are bads, you know? These are very bads for you. Don't get me started with dabs, dude. Fucking dabs. Which one is gonna survive? I think all of them will survive. You should never forget your hidden enemy. Should always be aware of maybe I'm doing too much something or too little of something, blah blah blah. Always double check, basically sanity check yourself with the bads. And potentially there's a tiny more bigger bubble of disorders you can test for. You know, you can run some pretty elaborate tests. Is there something I can do in my life to improve my life? Is the best question to ask, right? The greatest sanity check. Wait, dabs is not... It's not the same, dude. Look at all these wax dabs. Dabbing. Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait to learn how to dab, dude. People never talked about this. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, the greatest hidden enemy is stupidity. And everyone is ill of this one. We constantly need to search things that would improve us and ask the right questions, basically. Attacking stupidity is fucking like number one thing in some way. So potentially we found cold to be number one, the dabs being number two, because you want to tackle these disorders. Number three is stupidity. When you stop doing stupid things, you might be successful at something, finally. Now, you also have to be able to measure success. It would be stupid to not detect success when you are successful, isn't it? That's probably the stupidest thing ever. The stupidest thing is to not be aware of your own success. This has got to be a fucking candy. Candy level insight, guys. Shit that I stack in my Discord, by the way. Yeah, I have knowledge. That powerful. Stacks and stacks of that. What are you going to do about it? In fact, this is not accessible to anyone. As you can see, like, all these people disappear. They don't get to access this. Right? It's cool. They don't care. They don't ask. This is bad, but you can make it sound worse because you might not only not be aware of your own success, but you might still be craving for more success and labeling yourself as not successful. Or a failure or a loser, feeling bad in the moment when you could just be grateful, right? And appreciate things you have. You'll have more in the future, as long as you improve yourself. Nothing can be taken away from you. Tiny children are not going to take that away from you. There's one hidden enemy called age. Alright? Which is the enemy that you can only defeat through patience. The older you become, the higher quality of a human being you are relative to the rest of the world, because rest of the world rests on a specific age, in a specific age group. With capitalism, it was encouraged to not have children because you want to be extremely smart. In order to be wealthy, you have to be extremely smart, and children kind of weigh you down and make you stupid again. Because also it's very difficult to just take care of them. It can make you feel stupid. It can make you feel like you're opening a business, and now I have all these new chores, and I don't even know if my child is going to be productive enough and profitable enough. Like, shit, and now I have to learn new set of skills too. Fuck me, dude. So age, right now, is still trying to catch up, trying to be like only old people's club in this world. But eventually, it is going to become yet again a top tier thing that you have and you can flex that you are older and older. Eventually, you're going to be able to flex. Not now. And children are so fucking annoying. They don't even want to exist. They want to piss people off. Yes, this is the only appropriate picture when it comes to colds. This is how much child's supposed to suffer every day. Capitalism makes the most toxic children of all time. I didn't know until I knew. And usually when you know, the problem is a lot worse than you think. I'm always ready to accept that. I still laugh that most people are here. They don't know what cheap food is. If you buy this, you have no money. And you will never have money. You don't know that you can have bought bread that is made out of the same materials as pasta. You didn't know that? This is where it gets really funny. You know, like low-level people, they don't know the basics. I can't stop and teach them everything. I can only just move forward, you know? This is where age really shines. Because if someone is mad at you, you can explain exactly in how many ways you're just better. And if they don't want to listen to you, then they're mentally ill. And now they're dangerous. Uh-oh. This is why I get extra mad when I receive the mentally ill labels. And I'm like, but I can respond to you, dude. I'm listening to you, bro, right now. And somehow it's very difficult to listen to you because you're already being rude. Almost like you're fighting a straw man. Imaginary version of me. Because the real one would be too fucking bad to face. So yeah, the most hidden enemies are the most common ones. Like water. Remember water being the enemy? Because it's all about balance in the end. Water was here. Anything that's out of balance, even a little bit, is that hidden enemy, is that hidden fucking titsy bitsy that you have to consider and question and interrogate, basically, until you get what you want. The change that solves the problem or improves the situation. And you have to be very careful because this is the sneakiest one. The sneakiest example that I started with is the idea that you close your window and it's like nothing really changed, right? You can't see air, you can only feel it. The air can only be felt. The difference can only be felt as if it's like an ethereal thing. Whether your room has air or does not is just a feeling. No one's gonna scream at you. No one's gonna slap you in the face. You're not gonna even feel hungry or thirsty. This feeling is a lot more covert. Just closing a window changes everything. You must never forget the most hidden enemies are also man-made. It's a very weird concept. Everything is man-made. Everything is like civilization improving itself. And technically, yeah, you can be lustful of these new things that are being created, but they're the enemies because there's more. There's more. Have we talked about cancer? Have we talked about car crashes? Those are also hidden enemies. They can happen at any moment, and you're always doomed to think about them. And the more you think about them, it creates another hidden enemy, which is worrying. No, I said worry. Worrying. Or worrying. So now you're thinking about this risk and that risk, and shit gets real. Not to mention, the most worrisome thing is exercise. I don't even know how to fucking spell the damn thing. I know it's with a C, right? C? Come on. Yeah, you can worry about spelling too. Spelling. Shame. Suddenly all these hidden enemies are everywhere. And we're starting to learn some kind of fucking ninja style. Just by exposing how many there are. When you truly stack them together. If you didn't build a wall, you will be stressed, you will worry of what's your next move. If you stop worrying, so much time gets freed up. If you stop giving a fuck, you know? Someone else has to do it. Someone else has to give a fuck. Haha. Fuck you guys. You fail. And that's kind of like the beauty of it, right? It's a ninja style to go with the flow and not worry about a thing. Very difficult to master. Very difficult to accelerate into that state of mind. To dodge all the attacks and not even worry about it. Because worrying loses you energy. It's literally ninja style. What? I said it as a joke. It's literally it. You gotta be kidding me. Because you could be worrying that some enemy is gonna show up uninvited and you will have to fight them, and I actually do worry about that. You know? It's kind of irrational. It never happened, but it could happen next year. uh, what? This is so fucking great. I told you. This video was gonna be the weirdest mind fuck of all time. And imagine, it's like, this is what self-improvement is about. It's like what I forced myself to do. And someone needed a little bit of push. Someone needed to have a name called Max. I mean, yeah, Ava Max. Right? Yeah, cool. Cool name, bro. Sometimes hidden enemy is like lack of inspiration and motivation and setup. Lack of setup. Set things up so you always wake up motivated of like, today I'm doing this. Because I kind of have to, because I started it, you know, like, remember these, like, chain events? I never really made a topic exclusively for chain events, but we're going to talk about it alongside with, like, multitasking and chain events. I think is, like, a very nice combination. I feel extremely satisfied already. But knowing how many hidden enemies there are, fuck, there's probably more. One of the weirdest enemies of all time is tiny injuries. Alright. Then there's annoying habits. A habit that you have and you kind of like it, but it's also annoying. I like scratching my skin. Honestly, the only way out of this is to create a new category. You need to start writing the ninja book. You have to contemplate about all these hidden enemies and all the solutions available for you. And if it's worth taking that solution, everyone needs to write this book searching in their minds of what mistakes they might be making, what things they might be worrying about, and spending too much time on a pause mode, on uncertainty, or just being tired because they got defeated by the fucking hidden enemy. It literally crippled them. Literally cancer be cancering, you know? The Art of Ninja also tells you that everything that happens in your mind also matters ridiculously much, and we already talked about stress, anxiety, and worrying. Most of these happen in your mind. Ah, yes, Ninja has a book. Yeah, I forgot about that. Honestly, you can write a much better book just by following the instructions of you need to find all these hidden enemies and tackle them. Sue them. And then you might actually know what to do, which is like the most powerful thing of all time. Knowing what to do. Most people cannot get to that level at all. You will be the first one to know what to do and to actually do it. You will be in front lines. You don't even have to wait. Yeah, as if pause is the greatest enemy. Fucking sleep is the greatest enemy. Technically speaking, it is. Is it fourth on the list? Sure. It's probably second on the list. All the disorders don't fucking matter. It's the sleep that you want to defeat, and it's the hardest enemy to defeat of all time. Based on difficulty and priority, this gotta be second next to the colds. So we have to tackle them just a little bit more. And you can see, maybe I would personally write a ninja book, but would you? Oh, are you inspired to write this? Because I feel like, shit, bro. This could be the most viral moment, by the way. Everyone's writing ninja books. I want it. Once we defeat our hidden enemies, God knows how free would we actually become. Like, I feel the surge of confidence. I feel the surge of, this is the 30th episode soon to happen. It's not that one. Fuck. I tried, guys. I missed my ninja star throw. I mean, we just keep going, and it's like, blows my mind of like, what? Hidden enemy? And it's the funny thing is, it is. There's so many issues you don't address. You don't want to tackle these issues. So many things you don't do because you have another paralyzing enemy. Insecurities and traumas. Now, unfortunately, you have to respect this one. This one's not fucking hidden, okay? You don't want to go to jail, is how it's actually called. And you'll do sometimes like very irrational things to appear like a good citizen. You do irrational things, but you want to feel like a good person. So you're not getting in trouble. You're not, when you're being asked and tossed around by police, like they're being brutal and you're not being a bad person. All right? So unfortunately, insecurities and traumas is something ninja don't deal with. All right? As much as you want to tackle that, and yes, that could be liberating if you know how to do it, it seems next level to me. It could naturally get chipped away by all the other self-improvement you do. And one of the greatest insecurity to test is sleepiness. You know, why sleep when you don't feel like it? Often people try to force themselves to sleep. And I'm sorry, what are you doing exactly? Forcing something? I'm sorry, you're just failing in life if you're trying to force something. You actually have to always have prepared to do something, and it's the most painful thing. That shit, I can beat boredom, okay? I can beat it. I can fucking knock it to the ground and pin it to the ground, basically. It's not getting up, that boredom guy. But when this sleepiness guy shows up and it's like, I'm sleepy but not really gonna sleep, I kind of would like to sleep right now because it's late at night and it's like, it's appropriate. But the funny thing is, sometimes you just have too much energy and you have to be prepared for that too. It's like, if I had sleep right now, I would be ready to start the next day, you know? I would know what to do. I would have to go across the routines and all that shit. But sometimes you just have free energy. And what do you do now? You have to do that. You have to force yourself to do something. Say, what? Bro, please. Don't hurt me. Even I become a fucking wimp when it comes to that. When I have to do something, come on, dude. No. It's like getting ready for exams. Like, most people delay that shit because they don't know how to prepare themselves for exams. Like, do you know? Most people wouldn't know. So I personally would just raw dog it of like, fuck it. Exams don't matter. If I don't know how to prepare for something, it doesn't matter. That was literally my attitude going into exams. I did not prepare for them. I did not give a fuck. People even talked about it. Like, I kind of hate it, you know? My peers talking about of like, what grade you got? Do you feel confident? And I don't care. I don't want to talk about this fucking thing. We just move. It's not important. You think it's important. It's not important in life. It's not really a hidden enemy. It kind of is, but it's like not. It's one of those dummies. Like, it's a fake enemy. It's not. If you tackle this, you're not going to become better. So it's actually a whole new topic. Fake enemies are a whole new topic. And lust would be rather in the category of fake enemies. You definitely don't have to have lust. Why would you have that? Like, to me, when I encounter a fake enemy, I just don't care. You know, because for me, it's bullshit. It's fake. You know, I've dealt with it. It's not important. Chasing women, it's a fake enemy. You're never gonna fucking solve this problem. It's not yours to solve. Like, someone is running away from you, they're probably just stupid, you know? If they're running away from you, aren't you a good person? So it's unsolvable fake problems, basically. You can never solve exam. The only thing you can solve is working hard and earning lots of money and spending very little money. Those things are actually tangible, and school forgot to tell you about that money exists. You know, it's convenience, isn't it? In order to uphold these fake enemies, they have to make you forget about money, because money means, hey teacher, I have this new iPhone. It's slightly cheaper, it's slightly damaged though. Maybe you need that new iPhone. You offer it to a fucking teacher. Teacher's gonna be like, yeah, $50. $50, bro. Give you $50 and you have already a head start of everyone else because you traded one item for some money and you didn't need that item. So you have gained skills and money inside school while everyone is busy fighting fake enemies. Think about it. So hidden enemy is a different category, and we discussed so many of them already. Being nervous and shy, that's probably a fake enemy, right? Because you're supposed to care. You're caring about something a lot and you're nervous. And someone is like not bridging the gap. Something is not clapping, you know? To clap is to not like, I'm almost clapping, and it didn't work. Why is it hard to clap? Well, one hand just ran away. It doesn't want to clap back. One hand, I just have to chase that one other hand. That's what a fake enemy looks like. It's always trying to run away. The closer you get, it just keeps running away. Just like a stray dog, I can try and chase it, but it's gonna try and run away. But it's gonna chase other people, and those other people are not disciplined enough to kick the stray dog away, because that shit is annoying. You cannot clap into a hand that keeps dodging your claps. You cannot succeed if someone else is running away from you. Just like you can't succeed in your job if you don't get paid. Where are you going to get motivation and resources? You're not going to succeed. So many people are right now unemployed, not being paid properly, not being motivated properly to work, and this whole system is collapsing. People are creating these fake enemies and not solving real problems. Hidden enemies is simply like a person hiding below your bed or under the sheets, and you just like look at it, it's like, oh yeah, I have that. Fuck. I wanted to forget about it. Fuck, I just go to the next room and I just remember, oh shit, I have mom and I hate my mom. You know? Fuck. You just keep remembering because you can't constantly be aware of everything all at once. Which is, the lack of awareness is what makes the enemy hidden in the first place. Sometimes things just get locked up. You'll get locked in a stupid behavior, stupid habit, and you never unlock yourself even though it was about time. Just like, I've heard a story of like people still living in like COVID era. You know, they don't want to socialize. They social distance and wear masks, and it's like, it's not ready. Like, we're done. Bro, stop it. But that's like the fake enemy, to be honest. More than hidden. Doing stupid things. Disorder is not a stupid thing, it's just not attended properly. Not tackled properly. If you worry about something, that's not a stupid behavior to worry. It's just stupid to leave it unattended and unsolved. Another really powerful enemy, and the last one I'll talk about, unwillingness to change. Sometimes change is necessary, sometimes you have to chase after the thing that shines. Sometimes you have to explore outside of your bubble into other shops. unwillingness, you should not give up. Like, insecurities attaching to this, now it's dangerous. Now you're unattending something. Now, you can be too shy. That's fine. You can always blame businesses for not approaching you and not offering you deals. Even having a friend and just going across farmer's market, that's a deal, bro. I would pay a friend if he happens to be useful. And we should pay our friends if they are useful, more useful than we expected. But we have to be also poorer. I mean richer if we want to pay our friends. Gotta be richer. If everyone adopted this principle, homeless people would not exist because homeless people would hang out with the nearest person available, trying to prove their own worth, basically. Yeah, homeless people only exist because we are unwilling to help. But I look from a perspective of grocery shopping, because for me, the biggest question is how can I make things cheaper? Let's say I'm receiving profits for doing absolutely nothing, but my real problem to solve is to make things cheaper. And the only big expense is food. It is relatively a unique position. I'm not sure if most people are in it. Most people would be like, rent is my biggest expense. But for me, like, what I'm unwilling to do is go to different grocery stores and go in a different time than I usually go, right? I only go when I run out of food. I don't stock up on anything. I don't take advantage of deals. I almost don't want to change anything. And it's like this unwillingness is also very much a hidden enemy that could be problematic. More than I can imagine. Not stocking up on something? Missing deals? Maybe even missing storage to be able to stock up properly. Not for the sake of emergency, but you can go with the flow a lot better. And again, find cheaper things, which is maybe you don't actually reward yourself for saving money. Maybe again, you do the stupidest thing possible, and it's the end of the video, guys. Maybe you just don't acknowledge that you're successful, and you can be even more successful if you start fighting these hidden enemies, if you start writing the book of ninja and genuinely expanding as best as you can, finding all these tools, researching, and honestly, this is hitting me quite hard. I need that shit. I need to level up even more. And that's crazy to me. How the next level is like 10 times more expansive and more extreme. And it's almost like a book that you would write before you go to sleep. Because it's the easiest thing to do, is just imagining things of how you're going to behave tomorrow, what your plans are, what you expect to happen, even. A very scientific literature, boys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This was a pretty crazy one. Anything can be approved. The hidden enemy of boredom might make you do some weird-ass things, and you don't catch yourself improving how you respond to certain problems. Even if after a problem is solved, you still have to sanity check of maybe there's something better you can do. Maybe instead of uploading to YouTube, I can upload to SuperCloud, the alien-based social media. Fuck you, humans. I can do way better now. You just don't know. And that's the craziest thing. Yeah, I mean, the greatest hidden enemy of all time is not trying things. This is kind of like the evolution of unwillingness. Unwillingness to try. Unwillingness to acknowledge and question and smell the enemy. Seek the enemy. Write the ninja book. Are you unwilling to write the ninja book? I'm very disappointed. Goodbye.